Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Eddie Jennings from EJSLLC.com. This video is going to be another in my RHCE practice session series where I am preparing for the Red Hat Certified Engineer exam. Before I dive in, I want to thank returning subscribers for watching another video, as well as invite everyone, if you're watching and have not subscribed yet, to click the subscribe button and ring the bell when you do, so you can be aware of when new content comes available. Also, if you enjoy this video, make sure you click like and feel free to share it with others. In this video, we're continuing with the install and configure an Ansible node set of objectives for RHCE, and I'll be looking at the create and use static inventories to define groups of hosts. So I'm here with my Red Hat Enterprise Linux workstation. Let's open the terminal and go to our control node and CTL for that. I think I fat fingered that password, or maybe not. We'll see. Yep, I did. I think I've done that less with this video series compared to RHCSA. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to make me a little configuration file in this directory. Or let's do this. Since we have those couple of, well, the more I think about it, let's just make some new. So rm-rf star. So we'll blow everything away and we'll start anew. All right, first of all, I'm going to make my inventory file. And I'm going to do this a couple of different ways. First, I'll start with ini. And we're going to list all of our servers in this, which is what we did a couple of videos ago about the just making of an inventory. And one thing you can do with inventories is define groups of hosts. So for example, let's say that server number 4 is a web server, right? So we can define a group by creating a bracket, name the group. We'll just call this web servers. As far as group names, I can't remember off the top of my head the convention for that. I'm not sure if they accept spaces or not. I would imagine no, because that would be a real pain on the command line to deal with. But typically I would just do a single word for that. And let's say that labrel AN04 is a web server. And then let's say we have database servers. And let's say that labrel AN03 is a database server. Now, if we want, we can create groups from groups. So let's say we just have a group called servers. We will do servers, and I believe the word we need after that is :children. And then we list the groups. So web servers and DB servers. All right, so let me make a little config file here, ansible.cfg, and we'll create a defaults section. Then we'll define inventory, inventory-ini. All right. So now if I were to do Ansible inventory --graph, this should show us all of our groups. I like using --graph. It kind of makes it easy to see what you have, and there's also a way you can test your inventory to see if what you've written is actually what you want to have. So under the all category, that would include all of the servers that we have. We defined a group called servers, and that group called servers had 2 children groups, and the children groups each had a server in it. And there is a default group called ungrouped that would include labrel AN0102. So to see how this would work as far as your groups, we'll do Ansible all. All is a default group for everything that's in your inventory. And for all, we're going to just do the good old ping module. I know what, I think I made the same mistake in the previous video. I haven't set up SSH key authentication, so I need to do -k to give it my, need to do -k to give it my SSH password. And now that should work. So all 4 of the hosts responded to our ping. I could also do one of the groups. So let's do Ansible. We'll use another one of the default groups, be ungrouped. Ping, and again -k, and notice how this pinged just labrel AN01 and 02. I can also do just web servers, Even though that's plural, we only put one host in the group. And this should ping just number 4, right? Yep, there's number 4. And then our servers group, which should give us 3 and 4, because remember, servers was made of the web servers and DB servers group, and web servers and DB servers each had one host within their group. We can also do this in YAML format. So I'm going to make a copy of my current inventory file. I'm going to name it YML. And let's do some editing here. So I'm going to be deleting a lot of these lines pretty soon. But I'm going to start our YAML file, do your 3 dashes, and the YAML inventory file is going to begin with all, because that will be all of the different hosts that you're going to have. Now, you can just have hosts that are ungrouped. We can put that under all hosts, and you can also do children to start indicating groups. So what we're going to do, we're going to have 2 hosts that are not going to be in a group. And that's going to include labrel AN01 to 2. But we are going to have some groups that, or we are going to have some hosts that are in groups. So we'll do children. And the first child we're going to do is web servers. And web servers will have hosts. And notice I'm keeping my indentation. These are all space indentation, and I'm just doing groups of 2. I don't think there's an actual rule of the number of spaces you have to indent, just as long as it's consistent. So we'll do labrel AN04 colon, and I forgot that up here with this. Let me fix that real quick. That's something that gets me with the YAML format. I, for some reason, forget the colon. I start thinking of things as just lists. All right, so if we want to make another group, so under children, we're going to do DB servers. And for the hosts for that, we'll do lab rel AN03. And we're going to make another group called servers. Now, servers will have children. I think this is where the colon children comes from for the INI inventory file. And the children of this are going to be web servers and DB servers. All right, 3 dots to end the Ansible file. We'll do 50dd, get rid of everything that's there, and :X to save. I'm going to go back into my Ansible configuration file and change this to YML. So that way I don't have to use -I. And let's do our inventory file again, or our inventory command. So Ansible inventory --graph. And I'm not having to specify a file because it is simply using the file that was indicated in the Ansible inventory. So let's see what we have here. We have DB servers, has labrel3. We have servers. That includes DB servers and web servers. That looks right. And we have ungrouped, which makes sense. And then we have just the web servers. Now, I'm just curious. I'm going to use inventory.ini. It's curious how that is structured a bit differently. I'm not quite sure why that is, but the end effect is the same. You know, we have our database servers, we have our web servers. Maybe that's because well, no, it read it right, because it read, you know, we did the test of just web servers. So, that's kind of a curious thing. Now, one thing I want to try, and this again, I recommend you do this when you're practicing for your exam, is try to break stuff and see what happens. And so what I'm going to do, let's go back into the inventory.ini inventory file. And what I'm going to do is make another group called web servers, which then is going to make servers children have like an undefined group. And let's see what happens with our inventory file. Oh, I think I know what the difference is. I listed the all right, we'll have to check that in a second. All right, which probably wish I had actually explained what I did differently. In the INI file, we had all 4 of the hosts together just as individual hosts and then put them in groups, and I didn't do that with the YAML, so we'll check that out in a moment. But anyway, we'll do graph or inventory, Ansible inventory that is, --graph, and then let's do -I inventory.ini. So let's see what it complained about. All right, so it's complaining about the undefined group DB servers. Yep, that makes sense. And unable to parse. Okay, so just having the undefined group pretty much broke the inventory file. And so it's showing us the all and ungrouped for that. So let's go back into inventory.ini, and we're going to get rid of the DB servers line. And let's run our command again. Okay, so it looks like if I have two groups of the same name, it's just going to concatenate those groups together. All right, that's good to know. So let's go back inventory.ini. I probably should have made a backup of this file, but let's add back DB servers. And let's rename this back to DB servers. So this should give us what we want for our ini file. All right, so now let's go back into that inventory YAML, and we'll do 1 through 4 for the host, and let's see if that gives us the same result. Because that brings up one other thing that I want to test now that we saw that. Oh, that's not what I want. When in doubt, you will change that. All right, so Ansible inventory graph. Well, I don't actually have to say the inventory because it's already pointing to YAML. So I think it gave the same output that it had before. That's kind of curious. The one thing I did want to test though, let me go back into that inventory-YAML file. This is outside the scope of specifically doing groups, but I'm just curious to see if this would work. Since we're not specifying here each individual host underneath all, we're just doing 2 of them. I'm curious to see if I can use Ansible lab rel an03 ping. Oh, forgot my -k. Okay, so even though 3 was not listed individually, Ansible was able to figure it out from the fact that it's just at least in the inventory file, and it can do that singly. All right, that makes sense. So as far as the actual objective at hand for creating and use static inventories to define groups of hosts, we've done that with both ini and YAML formatted inventory files. So I feel pretty confident about having to do something like that on the RHEL exam. So I'll consider this a pass for me for this particular objective. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, make sure that you click like. And also I want to thank returning subscribers again for watching another video. And if you're watching and haven't subscribed, I want to invite you to click that subscribe button and ring the bell. Feel free to leave comments. You can ask questions, leave praise, leave critique. I will respond as I have both time and ability. And I'm pretty busy right now with the preparation for RHCE. So I might not get to everything, but I'll try to get to as much stuff as I can. Thanks again for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you the next time.